Hello, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for joining today's webinar. This webinar is a second webinar of our webinar series in this month. The last webinar we did was on customer service management approach and how do you adopt ServiceNow platform to enhance your customer experience and kind of have a digitized process of your customer's journey. This webinar is already on our website and also on our official YouTube channel. So if you have missed that webinar, you can go ahead and you can see the link or see the video on YouTube. So my name is Rahul Singh. I am Senior Manager Solution Sales at DS Sherpa Technologies. In my role, I am mostly, engaged with the customers, talking about their IT initiatives and also their business challenges. And how do we, as a technology company, how do we, come on board, work with customers and help them achieve their digital goal? How do they optimize their processes, which can translate to better business outcomes? So this is what my role is in the sales capacity. I am joined with my colleague Swapnil. Swapnil is our, principal architect, solution architect, and he is the subject matter expert in the IT workflows of ServiceNow, mostly working on the ITSM, IT operation management, and IT asset management side of it. So Swapnil will do most of the webinar, and he will talk about the ServiceNow components and overall concept of IT service management and the service operation for that matter, combining both. But before we go ahead with the webinar, I would like to inform you about a few guidelines that we all have to take care of. So at all times, requesting all of you to mute yourself. And in case if you have any question, you can feel you are open to send questions. You can put your questions on the chat box. So feel free to do that. And we will be happy to answer all those questions at the end of this webinar. You'll also get the link of the video recording, after a few days. So we will send you, by email, or you can also go to our YouTube channel again and also our website to navigate to that video. Again, if you have more questions going forward, if you have some suggestions, or if you would like to share some topics, you can always send us the email on info@dsherpa.com. So that is our official email ID, info@dsherpa.com, and we'll make sure somebody takes one-on-one call with you or even meet you in person and talk about your challenges or maybe your initiative that you want to discuss. Okay, now about DS Sherpa. So DS Sherpa is a fast-growing IT company, mostly centered towards ServiceNow domain. So we are a pure-play ServiceNow partner, an expert in this area, and we've been a partner for past 5 years. We have worked with numerous customers, over 100 plus large customers we have served globally. And we have over 300 plus active consultants focusing on our ServiceNow practice. So we have some really good, resource, consultants on various industry domains also, and of course, supporting the IT or the overall workflows of ServiceNow, especially in the IT workflow side of it. That is our, forte. So that is where we are as a company. Right. Now, before I hand over the call to Swapnil, there are a couple of things that I want to share with my experience being in the sales role. So you see, I actually attended one, in-person event, and that was more like a kind of a discussions with the CIOs, the IT heads basically. And what I was amazed to learn from them or, hear from them was that they were all talking about how they support the business processes, how they are enabling the, functions, the operations in choosing the right tool, choosing the right cloud application for that matter. But they are very less, they are focusing on their internal IT and their applications, their IT, the core component of their IT. So I was really amazed that they are spending really very less, and there is a lot of gap there. They are still using manual processes for managing their, assets. A lot of work of the IT service desk is done, manually through emails, through phone calls. And I was really shocked that there are tools in the market which can enhance their user experience in terms of when we say IT, and of course help them reduce that outages of applications. So with the concept of service operations, which is the core topic of today's discussion webinar, what we are suggesting is that you can modernize your current install your processes. You can actually automate the processes by a lot of automations, which is workflow or automated task assignment, which of course Swapnil will talk about. And how do you optimize further? How do you keep on improving that, which can actually help you as an organization, as an IT organization, will help you in achieving the outcomes, such as you see, visibility. You'll get, complete visibility of your IT landscape, your infrastructure, which can further help you in being agile. So agility is another outcome that you will achieve. And of course, there will be speed of services. So you'll have a reduced MTTR, you will have a reduced, time to resolve the issues for your your employees, or even for your customer for that matter. So there are various use cases which are centered towards the customers also, wherein if you have a great monitoring tool or a very automated IT process and IT operation process, you can predict a lot of outages that can help in reducing the time of resolution and giving high speed of services. So outcomes, as I said, is of course visibility, agility, and speed. So on that note, this will be our core topic to discuss. And Swapnil, I will hand over the webinar now for you to drive. And you can talk about what are the components covered in ServiceNow, which can help customers achieve those outcomes.
Yeah, definitely.
Swapnil? Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Rahul, for setting up the agenda. Hey, good morning, guys. My name is Swapnil, and today we are going to see that how ServiceNow ITSM and ITOM capabilities uh, are going to benefit different customer to reduce their cost, which they basically spend around the operational activities, right? So let's start with our first slide. Service outages. I mean, no, nowadays actually you might have heard a lot of news which basically come around the service outages, right? So if I talk about the most recent outages, then no, in June 2022, there was an outage for Microsoft Azure, right? Due to some unplanned power cut. So basically, for 1 or 2 hours, Microsoft Azure was down, and due to this outage, Microsoft Azure faced a lot of, no, the revenue loss, right? So in March 2022 as well, no, Google Cloud application was down due to some change in traffic director code, right? Also in last year, you might have heard the news around Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram applications were down, right? So due to these kind of outages, no, companies suffer a lot of lot of basically they lose the revenue, right? So according to reports, 59 percentage of Fortune 500 companies experience at least uh, no, 1.6 hours of outages every week, right? So you can basically say, think of the frequency of outages which occurs nowadays, right? So basically, these outages can lead to loss of revenue, right? As a result of loss of sales and business, right? These outages can also damage the reputation of particular organization. Obviously, it depends on uh, type of outage which they are experiencing, right? So let's try to understand that what are the different reasons which might cause the outages, right? So very first reason is maintenance and upgrades. So These basically outages are called as planned outages, where your IT team will take your applications down to carry out some uh, no some planned maintenance activities, right? So could be one of the reason why outages happen. So likewise, planned maintenance, there could be some unplanned activities, like no, suppose that no, if you want to implement an emergency change, and as a part of that change, if you want to uh, implement some bug fixes or patches, then definitely, as a matter of urgency, you will implement it right in unplanned way. So that could be the reason. So another reasons could be like no internet issues, then the issues with uh, hardwares, then disaster, I mean natural calamities could be one of the issues due to which outages might happen, right? So basically, this was a short idea how basically service outages are affecting business services for the customers, which are getting, I mean, no, resulted into revenue lost. Okay, so this is the outage timeline without ServiceNow. In most of the companies, you might have seen that no outages are handled manually. So there are some manual processes which industries runs to handle the outages. So outages are the moments which we all want to avoid, right? And they can come in the form of event, problem, incident, right? Can you please switch back to earlier slide, Rahul? Right. So the way in which these outages are handled are normally, I mean, these are very manual process, and due to this manual process, there is a delay in resolution. I mean, no, these manual processes can take a lot of time in order to address the issues, right? And they are error prone processes as well, right? So once all the I mean no issues are identified, and once they are resolved, no, then management team will get to know that no, the manual process which are currently using to which they are currently using to fix the issues are a kind of time taken processes, and due to which, I mean no, it indirectly affect the overall service delivery time, right? And customer might I mean no lose their revenue, right, due to delay in service, due to delay in service delivery. Okay, can you please go to the next slide? So these are some challenges basically which your IT service delivery team and your operational team faces nowadays. So one of the challenge which IT service delivery team face is outdated legacy tools. I mean, in many organizations, outdated legacy tools are currently being used. So these tools are siloed applications, right, which are very expensive in nature, and they do not basically serve the purpose of having uh, a common platform for handling these services. So due to these outdated legacy tools, your incident resolution time, or I mean no, the time which has been taken to fix the issue can be delayed, right? Then poor time to resolution is one of the challenge which currently service delivery teams are facing. Again, it directly proportional to the delay which manual process are I mean no having to provide the resolution. Due to all these reasons, basically this challenge is faced by service delivery team, right? Then third challenge which service delivery team face is declining customer satisfaction. I mean no, if uh, I mean no, issues are not getting fixed on time, and if that process is kind of delayed process, then definitely we will not have uh, I mean no customer satisfaction. And due to this, Declining customer satisfaction. No, currently customers are looking for other workarounds to get their work done, right? So when it comes to the IT operation team challenges, no, definitely there are some challenges like lack of service or visibility. So with the manual process or manual way of handling the business services or their infrastructure services, it will be very difficult to get the clear visibility around the services, right? So as an operational team, I will not be able to tell that no which system is connected to which business service, right? And with this lack of service visibility, definitely, no, it will impact overall resolution or impact analysis process. Because if a particular component of business service goes down, and if you do not have any visibility around the service, then you will face a lot of challenges to do the impact analysis, right? The next challenge in front of IT operation team is unreliable service availability. No. So due to this unreliable service availability, no, if a particular service goes down, then they will not be able to find the root cause of the outage, right? Basically, it again comes to the impact analysis part of it, right? And slow service delivery date. As I mentioned earlier, no, manual processes are very error prone processes, as well as time taking processes. So these accounts for no having this slow service delivery overall. So definitely customers would want to accelerate their service delivery as quickly as possible, right? Now let's talk about the ServiceNow service and operation management. So ServiceNow provide both the capability, that is service management and operation management, on single platform. So unlike other tools, no, these tools are not siloed applications which only talks about the service management or only talks about the operation management, right? So here service management is kind of service oriented, which focuses on delivering the services to the customer, and it includes certain applications like incident management, problem management, service catalog management, which can serve the uh, uh, purpose of customer in terms of no service management, right? When we talk about the operation management, no, operation management is infrastructure oriented, and it is more focused on how they will maintain their infrastructure, how they will discover their infrastructure, right? So it talks about services, applications, virtualization, storage, cloud, and network, right? So all these are infrastructure elements which will be tracked using operation management, right? So let's talk about the operation management first. So operation management in ServiceNow is called as ITOM, that is IT operation management. Right now, this is suite of application which covers three major modules. One is ServiceNow Discovery, which is used to discover the infrastructure element horizontally, right? No, with the help of ServiceNow Discovery, you can discover all the CIs which are available into the infrastructure. And once these CIs are discovered, you can put it into the CMDB, that is Configuration Management Database, right? The second model which operation or ITOM application has is service mapping, right? So service mapping is an application which is used to build the service model. No, which is used to model the services, different services, right? So with the help of this service mapping application, you can build the service, different business services maps quickly, right? When I compare this with the manual approach of building the business services, then definitely ServiceNow mapping has a lot of edge over the manual process, because in manual processes, no, uh, people might not have the visibility around what are the different components which are being used in current business services. So If they want to find it out and then build the service map, then that will be very time consuming process. Now, when I compare this with the service mapping functionality or capability which is given by the service now, it's a basically automatic approach which will be taken in order to build these business services. Again, it will leverage ServiceNow discovery as a base tool in order to find the infrastructure elements or applications which are related to that business service, and that map will be the built will be built on that discovery. Right. The third application for the operation management is event management. Right. So using event management capability, you can manage different events which occurred in your customer's environment. Right. Now these events can be I mean no ServiceNow event management basically interact with different monitoring tools to get the event data into the ServiceNow, and once that data is available into the ServiceNow, then it correlates these events to create a unique or a incident. Right. So this process is kind of again automatic process. You do not have to put manual efforts in order to basically create the incident from the different events. Right. So this was about the operation management. Right. Can we move ahead? Rahul?
Swapnil, can you see the screen? Should I
Yeah, I
go
can.
ahead?
Can you bit
Oh,
uh,
previous slide, right?
yeah, previous slide.
This one?
uh just one slide back. Yeah, just one. Okay, we are done with that slide, right? Okay, the
Yeah.
next one. Okay, now this is a outage timeline using ServiceNow ITSM and ITOM. So in earlier slide, we saw that no outages were managed manually, right? But when we talk about the ITSM and ITOM capabilities of ServiceNow, then using these capabilities, these outages can be automated using process automation. I mean, no, ServiceNow provides some capabilities such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, predictive intelligence, using which we can basically do the automation. And once the outage is reported or any event is reported, we can take some automated remediation of actions to resolve that incident without having any manual intervention. Right. So at the end of fixing all these issues, no, definitely management will realize that no, the time taken for fixing these issues using these ServiceNow capabilities will be too lesser than manual approach. Right. So this is basic difference between handling outages using manual processes and handling outages using ServiceNow ITSM and ITOM capabilities. Yeah. Can we move ahead? Yeah. So in this particular section, we are going to discuss that how ServiceNow service management and operation management works together to deliver better value to the customer. Right. Okay. So I mean, no, this slide explains that uh, how we can achieve the service availability, right, using these ITSM and ITOM tools or capabilities, right? So basically, as I stated earlier, different tools which are used to monitor and maintain the different services. Uh, those basically tools bring up the value wherein I mean no wherein actually they can ensure that the services are available all the time, right? Also, they provide some features through which they can check a service dashboard to see the service availability percentage, right? So they can, using those dashboards, they can check, for how, how many days my service was available, for how many days it was down. So that summarization can be done using this dashboard. So we already talked about the CMDBs, different features which are provided by ITSM and ITOM capabilities. So, uh, so CMDB, no, we did not talk about the CMDB. So CMDB is a configuration management database within a ServiceNow, which is used to store the configuration item details, right? So using CMDB, we can store the different infrastructure CIs into it. Also, we can store the relationship between different CIs, right? So, so CMDB will be used to, store those CIs, and it will act as single source of truth, because with the help of CMDB, we can avoid data inconsistency by applying some reconciliation rules, right? We will not have any duplicate data in CMDB, right? And these CIs will be then used by different ITSM tools such as incident management, problem management, in order to log their tickets, right? Then the next model which we have under the ITSM is service level management, right? So service level management is the application which is used to track the timelines which are taken to resolve a particular issue. So you might have heard about SLA, OLA, right? So using a service level management application, we can maintain SLAs and OLAs, right? Then we already talked about. Can you go back? Sorry. Yeah. Can you go back a bit? Just one slide back. Yeah, we already talked about ServiceNow discovery, service mapping, and event management capabilities, right? Go to the next slide. Okay. So one of the benefit of having ITOM applications in place is that we can monitor the health of services, right? So the the picture which is shown on this PPT, basically that is the event management dashboard, which explains the business service state, right? The services which are in red color are the services which are facing some critical issues, right? Whereas services which are in green color, those are the services which are normal and they do not face any, no, they do not have any critical issues, right? So when we click on this business service which is available in the red mark, then you will see that you can see different records associated with that business service, right? And those records could be alerts, incidents, problem, and change requests. So on single pane, you can basically see that how your business service health is performing, right? And what are the remediation actions, or what are the actions which are being taken in order to restore those issues, right? Also, it automatically opens incident for critical issues with the event management application capability, right? You can open the incidents for critical issues, right? So can we go ahead? Yeah. Then the next feature which we have is incident assignment. Basically, this is ITSM suite of application. So using incident management, one can view the incident and who is available to work on those critical incidents. So you can see in the feature that these are the different incidents and the people associated with the incidents, right? So with this particular feature, one can quickly assign a person to an incident, right? So there are some ways, automated ways to assign a person to incident, right? Like no, we have assignment rules in place. So whenever there is an incident, that incident will get assigned to person directly, right, without any manual intervention, if we have assignment rules are in place, right? Okay, can we move ahead? So ITSM, a model also gives the functionality or which facilitate the real-time communication, right? So when we talk about the real-time communications, then it includes chatting, as well as it includes sending notifications to different people, right? So we have, I mean, no, ServiceNow has this capability which is called as ServiceNow Connect capability, with which different engineers can chat and internally, and due to this communication medium, I mean, no issues can be resolved quickly, right? Also, I mean, no, we can design some notifications for end users or for fulfillers, right? So those automated notification will be sent to these people, and they will update these people around current progress on incidents, problems, change requests, change management, as well as service request management, right? So real-time communication is possible in ServiceNow using ServiceNow Connect, right, as well as uh, system notifications, right? Okay, can we mean? So because no service maps are very critical uh, when it comes to service availability, right? So as I said that no ServiceNow has a application or model which is called as service mapping, with which we can model or we can map our business services, right? So if you see this a particular diagram, then you will get to know that know how business service maps are built using service mapping capability of ServiceNow, right? So in this particular, I mean, no, it is too small, right? But still, you can we can see that no, these are the business service elements which are part of business service maps, right? So using these service maps, one can drill down into the service maps to see the root cause of outages, right? So the element which are marked in red, if you click on those elements, I mean, no business service elements, then it will display the information at the below, and with that information, you can get to know that no what are the root causes for the outages, right? So basically, service mapping functionality or capability of ServiceNow helps to detect root causes of the outages, right? Then one can also, yeah, can you go back? Yeah, one can also check the timeline to determine when service was running before a change occurred, right? So at the top, right, you might have, I mean, no, you can see that no, there is a timeline which is highlighted in red color, which tells that no, when service was available, when it went down. So with this timeline, no, IT operation team can check and determine when a service was running and when it was down. Yeah. Okay. So service mapping application also gives a way to resolve the issue automatically by providing some remediation option, right? So here you can see in this particular picture, uh, I mean, no, with the help of service mapping, you can see that no remediation options are provided, right? Wherein they can choose any remediation option, and the issue will be resolved once they click on the remediation option. So there is no need of of any manual work. So they can go with the existing remediation options, right? Or they can configure the new remediation options as well, right? Now, one of the example that I want to give is that, no, suppose that, no, there is a alert which uh, which specifies that, no, a computer or server hard disk is full, right? It's about to full, it's critically full. Then event management will when event management application will receive that alert, right? That alert will be associated with the business service, and from here they can basically take the remediation options like, no, increase the disk size. And once they click on that increase the disk size remediation option, that issue will be resolved and alert will be closed at the same time, right? So in this way, I mean, no, you can accelerate your issue fixing, which ultimately result in faster service delivery. Yep. Can you go ahead? Yeah, ServiceNow I mean, no, provide facilitates its end user uh, to use ServiceNow on mobile phone as well. I mean, no, ServiceNow mobile application is available, which is used to communicate to establish communication between end users, IT staff, and IT management to resolve issue quickly. Also, with the help of mobile applications, end user can log the incidents, they can raise the service requests, right? And they can also perform the audits on their asset inventories. So these are the benefits which ServiceNow mobile apps gives to the customer. Okay, so one of the functionality or capability of ITSM is right now performance analytics. Now, this performance analytics tool is used to build different dashboards, reports. It is also used to check the trend analysis, how a particular service is behaving, or no, that kind of reports you can create using performance analytics. Already, when you install the performance analytics, they gives uh, I know out of the box they gives a lot of reports. But if you want to build your own reports on top of the reports which they are given, then you can do that as well, right? So when we talk about the incident remediation performance, right? So this particular dashboard, basically with this particular dashboard, one can view the average remediation times of resolved incidents, right? Again, this feature is a part of performance analytics. Okay, now when we talk about, no, the success stories for different business metrics, then these are the success stories, or these are the benefits which end user have received. Sorry, customers have received. Right. When we talk about the operating expenses, then with the help of ServiceNow, ITSM and ITOM applications, uh, OpEx, I mean, no, the customer have recognized that, no, they saved a cost, right? So these are the different outcomes by the different customers. So, and when we talk about the ITOM capabilities, especially service mapping, then 90% of reduction is observed, right? In manual mapping, right? So when, as compared to manual mapping, if we use service mapping, then 90% of time reduction has been observed, right? When it comes to quality of service, right? Definitely MTTR will be reduced, right, by 80%. War room time will be reduced by 50%. And since ServiceNow is a platform which includes lot of application, then other tools or other siloed tools can be reduced, right? Because you can use ServiceNow as a platform wherein you different functionality will get installed and they will work together in order to deliver the service, right? So time to market, business metrics again actually accelerated service delivery. When we talk about the service delivery time, service delivery, then as compared to the cloud, no, accelerated service delivery for cloud resources from 40 days to 4 days. No. So customer have observed, no, this time wherein earlier they used to uh, have 40 days for a particular service delivery. Now using ServiceNow ITSM and ITOM solution, that service delivery they are getting in 4 days, 4 hours. Okay, can you go ahead? So apart from this ITSM and ITOM, no, ServiceNow also provides some solutions around for different industries, right? So when we talk about the manufacturing industry, right? So ServiceNow provides the operational technology solution for the manufacturing industry, right? And there are, can you please move to the next? Yeah. Did you move ahead? Sorry, I can still see earlier slide.
Can you see this slide, foundation visibility, this one? Operational technology for manufacturing? No?
Yeah, I'm still on that initial slide.
Wait a second. Now, can you see it?
Yes. I can see it now. Okay.
Okay.
So operational technology solution, ServiceNow operational technology solution for manufacturing industries has these 4 benefits or 4 areas where a lot of manufacturing, customer are benefited. So with the help of foundation data, right, different manufacturing in the industries uh, can utilize the data from multiple sources to define the critical infrastructure level, right? So when we talk about the visibility, right? So with the help of this operational technology solution, they can get the visibility around their OT systems. So they maintain the system security and availability by providing a complete contextual view of OT systems. So using this particular technology, operational technology, they can get the visibility around their OT systems. When it comes to vulnerability response, industry, no, can get the visibility. Industries can give the vulnerability response by having centralized view, so that industries can easily access, prioritize, and react to the different events, right? So that was the vulnerability response feature, which the benefit which they have given. And at the last, service management, no, they can use the service management uh, uh, processes to connect operational technology to their production purpose processes and digital workflows. So these are 4 areas in which this operational technology can be benefited for the manufacturing industries, right? Now, for the care industry as well, they have designed the applications. Now, these applications are pre-visit management. Basically, with this pre-visit application, right? Healthcare care industry can streamline the scheduling process of procedure request for patients, right? So they can streamline the process of procedure for the patient. So this particular solution also increases visibility to pre-authorization approval prior to scheduling procedures, right? And it also make it easy for patient to digitally review and sign all the required paperwork for the procedure scheduling request, right? So everything is been automated, or everything is been given online, so that no patient can digitally review and sign all the required papers um, uh, when they are visiting to the hospital, right? Then the next model which they are the next application which they have given is vaccine administration management. So with the help of vaccine administration management, right, users, healthcare providers, and uh, clinicians can manage vaccinations for the infectious disease such as COVID, right? So these disease vaccinations can be managed effectively using vaccine administration management application. The administration management application accelerates the immunization process by delivering predefined content to the manage vaccination, right? So these are some benefits which ServiceNow has given under this vaccination administration management, right? When we talk about the patient support services application, so it streamlines the patient's onboarding, education, and engagement for the various patient support services, such as a discounted plan, adherence program, and diabetes management. So for all these kind of areas, patient support service application will be helpful.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Swapnil, I want to add to what you mentioned. So, in the context of, you see, operation management or asset management, a lot of healthcare companies are also identifying or kind of keeping a repository CMDB of all of their non-IT assets also, which are core to their business. For example, the machines like MRI machines, CT scan machine, their X-ray machine. So there are various, IT-based assets they have. Through IT operation management, they can very well manage all their healthcare assets, if I make a call that. So these are not typical IT assets, but they are, of course, the assets that they have core focus on. They kind of manage the whole visibility of it. And in a sense that if there is an issue, okay, they monitor that proactively also based on certain threshold, based on certain parameters. And if there is something, they can also automate the incident process, pushing that to the ITSM tool. So I can relate that with one of the customer with whom we worked actually in putting that POC. Was basically their core focus was on that IT, on non-IT based healthcare assets, and it was in thousands of such assets, because they had multiple hospitals across the country. So they were managing it very effectively on ServiceNow, completing the whole cycle in the same manner you do for the IT assets. So yeah, so that's one thing that I wanted to share with you about the IT asset part, or non-IT asset part, for that matter.
That's correct. I mean, no, CMDB can be extended to store the non-IT assets as well. So I mean, no, definitely this CMDB will have that capability, and these healthcare industries can take the benefit of CMDB capabilities to store their non-IT assets as well. So
Yeah,
that's
in
true.
fact, we have got the habit of always talking about the IT asset, but the implication of IT operation management is great in the non-IT assets as well, as I mentioned, and similarly for the manufacturing company, as Swapnil has explained. The whole of the Purdue model, right? All the IoT driven manufacturing machines people have, or the setup they have, that can also be well identified, well captured and put into your CMDB for completing the whole life cycle of it, and kind of creating a relationship with how the performance is, how the outages, the the maintenance is there. So that concept can also, predictive maintenance capability can also be achieved through the IT operation management combination.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
go
true.
on.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, can we move to the next slide? Yeah. So basically, ITSM and ITOM, these capabilities are also beneficial for telecommunication services, right? So basically, with the help of ITSM and ITOM, no, these industries, I mean, no, can get the complete data visibility, which aggregates the data across different siloed tools, right? So currently, I mean, if you see at many places, there are different siloed tools are being used for different purposes, and they might have their own databases to store the asset details or CI details. So basically, ServiceNow ITOM's ITSM capabilities aggregates those data across all the siloed tools to provide a single view of agents, single view to agents and customer, right? Then cost complexity reduction. So it uses data-driven automation to replace manual process and uh, disparate tools. As we talked about earlier, right? So ServiceNow has some capabilities like artificial intelligence, service intelligence, using which these the activities or the processes can be automated, and manual work can be reduced, right? So definitely with this automation, cost and complexity will be reduced significantly, right? So the next benefit is IT modernization. So basically, ServiceNow ITSM and ITOM delivers a unified platform for effectively digitizing different telecommunication service workflows, right? Then the talent management. So basically, IT ServiceNow solutions, right, can digitize, streamline, and automate complex and repetitive HR processes, right? So for these HR processes, customer do not need to depend on other siloed tools, right? So this can be achievable in ServiceNow as well.
Right.
Yep.
And I think, Swapnil, that brings us to the end of this webinar.
Sure.
Okay, so Swapnil, thank you for delivering such a wonderful webinar and touching upon the a lot technical components of the ITSM and ITOM concept, mostly the service operation concept we talked about. So you see this basically brings me back to the same concept of, or the three outcomes that I mentioned earlier, which was visibility, agility, and speed. So when you have the complete visibility of your infrastructure, your service operations, you have the better chance of, kind of improving that. You have a greater chance of, gauge out the, expansions, the agility can be achieved. And again, speed is the outcome, great outcome. A lot of, KPIs, Swapnil has mentioned that how the time was reduced from 40 days to just 4 hours. So that is a great component. And as I said, initially, that now, the CIOs or the IT function heads, they have a great tool through which they can digitize their whole IT operations and IT service process, modernizing the whole, that IT landscape. And they can do a lot of automation on top of it. And of course, the ongoing optimization improvements are always there. So that is the kind of approach a lot of IT leaders are adopting, moving away from the siloed process, manual processes, and going ahead with a single platform, which ServiceNow is. And that's the beauty of ServiceNow, in fact, that you have all the digital process on a single platform. You get the complete 360-degree view. The complete cycle of the services is getting achieved through a single platform, enabling you for a better, kind of outcome, better, proactiveness, that you can have a preemptive measure, proactive approach in any business services, because outage in your business services directly implies to your loss of buck, loss of revenue. So that is very important. So, that is the whole concept on which it is all built on. And, on a lighter note, I did tell you that, a lot of CIOs and IT leaders have not focused on IT part much. They are only supporting on where the money is getting generated. But no, IT is an area where you can reduce the cost of it. And on a lighter note, I just want to mention that, just like the way we say that charity always begins or starts at home. In an enterprise context, I can always say that the innovation and the technology adoption should always start from home. That is the IT department. The IT process has to be very efficient, very resilient for that matter. So on that note, I will encourage you all to, send us the feedback, and send us your comment. And also, if you would like to know more about service, operation concept and ITSM and ITOM, because they're always great together. If you have a great ITOM asset, CMDB already there, you will have a much efficient ITSM process. So if you would like to discuss this in length and breadth, we would be happy to come on a call or meet you in person. So you can drop an email, send your feedback on info@dasherpa.com, and we are just an email or a phone call away. And you can also look at the recording of this webinar on our website and also on YouTube. So we are over 2 minutes now. So again, thank you very much, everyone, for attending this webinar, and I really appreciate your time. I hope to see you at the next webinar. We'll have our next series of webinar in coming months. So we will inform you well in advance. And thank you again. See you at the next webinar.